Today, our hot topic is about internet trolling, the effects it has on people, especially those who are being trolled. What do you think about this issue of consistent trolling? Not just trolling, the fact that people always try to post the most littlest thing on social media and then forgetting the responsibility behoves on them to know how to drive a conversation in a certain way. Let me give an example. Somebody posted something and said, oh, please, help me, all my neighbors, they are doing this to me, came up with all sort of lies about her neighbors, what they're doing to her. And then somebody who lives in that street raised the issue and said, why are you lying? They raised an objection to what you did, which was a collective objection. But you now went on social media to look as if they were doing this to you. If those people had properly analyzed the situation, they realized that you were the one wrong. But the way in which she posted that message then got people. Unfortunately, she now tagged some of these her neighbors. And people started trolling these people, private people who nobody knows them. Started trolling them on this matter. So our conversation today is, do we understand the responsibility every one of us must have or adhere to when it comes to posting, especially when it comes to a third-party situation where it doesn't concern you? What are your thoughts on this? I don't want to discuss too much of regulation because that's usually what the conclusion is. But we all know social media at some point will be regulated as it is across the world. But I also like us to spend a bit of time on our individual responsibility. When do we begin to say we take responsibility? Let me start with you, Nima. Your thoughts on this. The fact of social media responsibility and, of course, the government's responsibility at some point.
Okay, so do unto others what you want to be done unto yourself. So I don't understand how you would not be able to handle something, but you would enjoy dishing it. When you see people come on social media, sometimes one person posts something, and it's always one side narrative. When you see anything written, except it is a report done under investigative journalism, it is a one-side narrative. It is, if I want to write about Morayo now, it is what I felt, saw, thought about at that moment when something happened. So maybe if she puts her side on it, they'll have different perspective to it, so that's a better way to handle it. But then I don't like you. And Tokpa has written the post. I just comment her comment. Maybe that girl, her head no dey stay well. You know? You are maybe in a place where it's not so good at the time. If you read 10, her head no dey stay well, 10, her eye they roll up and down, 25, by the time you're done reading so much hate, I have okay, let's say Tokpa posted it and I am the one who started the negative comment and people are agreeing and agreeing and agreeing. We've just destroyed one person. And that's the responsibility that you must carry. And there's a prophetic saying in Salam that it is a Muslim who stays away from what does not concern them. It's not every post that somebody writes that you need to comment. Especially because you cannot see the other side. You're only relying on what one person is saying. So that person already has a fault. But you come there, commenting as if, oh, you have a better perspective to things. There are several sides to things. And one thing can be wrong to me and be right to Miriam. It can be different sides to it. If we start to come to social media with that sense of responsibility, I think we would, we will not even require those calling for a regulation of social media. There's so many mental health issues out there, and it became worse with the like button, follow button, and a lot of other buttons that these things popped up. We need to be much more careful.
Let me come to you, Tokwe, because there are a few things I really want to say, but I just can't say them because I'm being very careful. Because if we really want to thrash this issue, we have real-life examples that we can see that I want to thrash. But I have to look for and find stories. But what are your thoughts on this issue? Not just, I don't want us to focus too much on the government part because we already know what government should do. But I would like us to focus on us, the people, if we are responsible enough to understand how we damage others and what we do.
So I'm going to say that the social media space is a very, very beautiful opportunity for everybody, but it's also a place where good people will do good, bad people will do bad. And then some are caught in between and they just follow the bandwagon. They say there are three people that know what they are doing, people that they don't know what they are doing. And the people that they're like wondering, was there anybody doing something? Majority of people are wondering, like, was there an agenda here? And we don't realize that there is always an agenda in many of the cases. Every social media post has an agenda. But there is a large number of people that don't even know there was an agenda. And so they just follow what they see, gullibly. I post with an agenda to spread joy. It's conscious, it is consistent since I came on Instagram. That's what I want people to see. That you can be joyful, you can have growth. Life is not perfect, but you should be joyful. That's my agenda. So if you come on my page and you feel it's conscious. Some people are on Instagram with the purpose of making and breaking homes. That is their agenda. And they generate so much people following them that you don't realize that you are following an agenda. And we need to become more conscious of what is happening in our environment. That's on one side. On the other side of the story is social media. There are people online that they don't have a life, they don't have a job, they don't have joy. They come online and they post they look for people that are happy and post negative comments on everybody's there. And I just feel so bad. You go to their page and there's no post. They are not existing. Or they have a private page, but they are commenting insults. So I've gotten to that place where I tell people that if you see a comment you don't like, delete the comment and block the person. Because you have a right. The people that create social media created a space for that to happen. You protect yourself. And I'll tell others that find themselves doing this thing that if you are going to post a negative comment, when you type it, please delete it by yourself. Don't be the one that is pushing negativity online because you don't want to be at the receiving end. There are times when I say something on the show and it just taken out of proportion. They will cut out that small part and then everybody will start saying all sorts of things, cursing and insulting and wondering, where do you know me from? Why would you see a human being post something and you're cursing the person, cursing their children, cursing their family? You as a human being, you have children in your family. What do you think is going to happen to you? Until we realize the impact of what we are pushing out is coming back to us, we will not change. So it is not a let's be nice, let's be kind. It is that if you give fire, fire will come back to your own roof.
Let me come to Mariam because I want you to address the issue of judgment. So the reason why I'm insulting this person is because, she's the Delilah. Oh, she's the one that went to go and cheat on her husband. Oh, she's the one that went to go and marry a married man or go and sleep with a married man. Oh, that judgment where we put ourselves in that position of judgment because we feel, so someone will say, some people deserve it too. Some people must be put in their place. Do you think people should be put in their place, even though they did wrong on social media?
Not on social media. You see, I've just come to realize, and this one took me a long time to get here, that people deeply just enjoy seeing people suffer. They like to see people crumble. They like to see people fail. It gives people joy. You know, sometimes someone will be doing something that's embarrassing and I'll be feeling the embarrassment for the person. Or the person is going through something and I'll be almost feeling the hurt that the person is feeling. I now realize that it's not common. That some people are actually happy that this is what you're going through. Yes, finally, she knows what it means. Finally, let us show, let's make a mockery of her. Oh, I thought she said she was all that. See the husband that she has been talking about. Is it not him that is now everywhere? Hey, all these people that talk anyhow. It's like people are just waiting for you to make a mistake. One, that's even, valid. To look like you have made a mistake. Or for someone to even tell a lie about a mistake that you have not made but made it sound like. And then you hear people, you would read come and say, I know that it's not true, but I choose to believe it. If you like, yes, they will tell you, but this person has debunked it. Debunking or not, I choose to believe this is what I believe about the person. Human beings, we just enjoy it. Do you know what? We can't change the whole world, but for those who are listening, separate yourself. Right. Do not be part of that because whether we like it or not, what it is that we consume and we enjoy and we are wallowing and enjoying it will come back to us. Yeah. And if that's not what you want for your life, then go to those spaces where it's only positivity that you see. When you see a comment or you see a post and you feel the need to say something negative, take a step back. don't post it. Think about it in your head and rationalize it later on.
Now?
Don't be in that place. Don't be part of that.
Anybody.
And if you make a post, if you also make a post, you know there are sometimes you make an innocent post and then people under your comment would turn that post into something negative. Delete the post, delete the comments, or tell them off. If they are so close to you, tell them off.
Thing I wanted to talk about, we had Nkechi Blessing on our show a couple of months back. And when she came on the show, it was such a fantastic vibe. We enjoyed the conversation. It was such a nice, pleasant time. And after the show, of course, they posted, and everybody started saying all sorts of things. A few days later, she did the party and then gave out a souvenir that was totally despicable to many, and many felt it was wrong. But people were unable to separate the act from the person. I can do something silly or something I think that is me, but it doesn't negate who I am as a person. So it doesn't even make it bad. To me, that's her. She's an adult. She chose to give out this thing at her party. That's her business. But some might say, how can she give out that? That's your own conviction. But the point is,
They came to your
people
page.
came on our pages really insulting the show, saying that, oh, Teru,
We give a platform to someone.
we gave a
that we
platform to
shouldn't,
you know that
and we're even posting it.
They insulted the show that has served Nigeria for 9 years, at least at the time, at least going on 10 years, to a point where it was almost as if it was demeaning. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? This is a person. I still stand by the fact that this lady came. She was a fantastic person. I enjoyed the conversation. But if she now goes out to do something, quote unquote, silly by giving out this stuff, that's how I can easily remove somebody's behavior from the person. They are two different things. You as a person can be a good person, or you can do something stupid.
Make a
It's
mistake.
normal. You can even make a mistake. I'm not saying that's a mistake. I'm just saying that's her decision. But you can separate it and responsibly react to people based on who they are, not some things they do. That's what I'm saying. I'm being very careful with the things I say and the examples I use, because we are part and parcel. We are part and parcel of
the
this
ones that are
matter.
being trolled.
And I have so many examples.
Right, when you Google my name right now, what you first see is that a man owns a woman's womb. Yes, it's permanently on Google, because on the show I mentioned that I belong to my husband, and they took out, they quoted it in a way that is sensational, and it was carried everywhere, and it's part of my history. And people, it will troll, they've trolled it like it was the fact of what I said.
And you that have a company, a reputable company, the first thing your investors will see is,
I think that's decent. That's even decent. But to say that I killed my child for 3 million, January 1st, 2021, a blogger took half of the story, the story we were discussing, put my picture to it. It trended. I mean, that I don't used to be. Now I'm on Instagram, I'm on social media 24/7. Those days, I just get home, put my phones off, and face my family. And my friends are calling, Nima, where are you? Why are you on every group on WhatsApp? What am I trending for? The story was that I killed my child. I saved 3 million in an account and lied to my husband. Me, I'm still looking for that blogger who's decided to disguise and doesn't have an address. I did my investigation. I tried, but he doesn't have an address. And so, because people, if I find him, I'll do a court action, because I need to set example. I know it's a him, because I got the name. Okay. Yes, I went far. Now just address remain. So,
but that's a valid story.
Yeah.
That we discussed a topic on the show. It wasn't about Nima, and
But
then
would you put my
someone
picture
wanted
and
to
then use
trend
this to
and
copy
use
the
her
story?
picture, knowing that people will see her face, attach the story and posted it. And some people gullibly took it without any investigation or even checking it out and said, so this woman that I see on TV did this thing. We need to be careful. We really, really need to be careful. I watched Prophetess yesterday. Beautiful movie. And see what they said about, see what happened to social media there. The guy was trying to trend and posted the Prophetess. The woman was just doing her own drama, and some of the things she said, as interpreted by a third party, came to pass, and everybody was putting their money into betting based on what they saw on social media. They were going to kill themselves. They were kidnapping and doing all sorts. All of that happened because one person did a live video. What impact one person's video can have on the lives of many people, crumbling a business, causing people to die, getting kidnapped, all of that,
suicide.
we need to be careful about what we share and what we post. The impact goes far and
I'm going to wrap up on this. Let me come to you, Mariam. Your final thoughts
Yeah,
on this.
words are powerful. Words are powerful. And, many times we don't understand to what degree. I remember, like, with Twitter now and Elon Musk and some of the things, before he took over, there were some people that were banned from Twitter, maybe for something that they said, either was an untruth or was inciting, people, and they banned it. And Elon Musk is here, I'm coming to give you people freedom, freedom of speech, express yourself. And he got on. The first thing they did was to clone his own name, and they were sending tweets based on that. And now he's thinking of how to regulate it in such a way that it will keep it authentic. Because people don't understand that this privilege of just speaking your mind comes with responsibility. Until it starts to touch you in your own house before you realize, oh, it's not right to just open my mouth and just speak wah without looking, without paying, taking cognizance of the impact it can have. Making sure that what I'm about to say is the truth. Making sure that not only is the truth, is it kind? Is it necessary at this time?
Right.
What is the aim of this conversation that I'm about to, open my mouth and just start talking? Until it now starts to happen to you, everybody will now start raising their hands and saying it's not fair. The truth is that the Bible even says it about this, the power of the tongue. You don't get it until things like this start to happen. Be careful the words that come out of your mouth or that you type. It has a long-lasting effect on your life and your generations to come. These stories, unfortunately, are untrue. That's for Tope and Nima. But imagine that many years down the line, her kids are their children are on the internet and they type up their mommy's name and they see this sort of information. So that's why, I know you don't want us to go to government, so that's why we need government to come in this place, where such stories will be debunked, so that even if it's there, there's an immediate message saying this is false, for their own reputation as well.
I have to wrap up on this. I'll take a few calls now, but there was something I wanted to say. I lost that thought. Yakub, are you there? You're live.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning, everyone of you in this.
Good morning.
Morayo, I choose to call today because although I've been outside this Lagos for a while now, you see, people that write negative things about your field, they don't know, some of us, they don't know the positive impact that this particular show has enacted in our life. Because I started with you people from the start, and then I'm grateful to God Almighty Allah that I'm still alive, still watching this program this morning. You see, this very particular program, I've been able to teach some certain people outside the Lagos. Because I remember a time you brought somebody into this video, that somebody that still money, I think in the investor or something. And then he returned the money back to the owner. And then they what happened to that man? The life of that man changed drastically. See, Morayo, whatever they choose to say about the studio, I'm less concerned. I'm always watching this particular program, and then I always take something positive out of it every day. What is that concern about what the industry do, what is our name?
Thank you.
Thank
you, Yaga. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap up on this because I don't want this to be a personal conversation. It's not so much about us. It's more about us.
Yeah, but we get the examples.
Yes, we have examples. That's what I say. We're moving the conversation away from us. It's more of the fact that how we treat others without information, how the
woman that
information
committed suicide.
is important. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for saying that word because what I was trying to remember. I really wanted to be part of the conversation you guys had on Wednesday about whose fault is it? The woman who committed suicide. Is it the husband's fault? Is it those talking on social media? I said, we Nigerians killed that woman. I really wanted to say that because we are the people that have thrown a stone and judged her. All of us judge something or the other in our private bedrooms. You judge somebody because there's Muslim. Oh, that one, that her hijab. Oh, another person, you judge person because of Christian. Oh, they're always paying tithe. You judge somebody because they are
their ethnicity.
They're from the north, they're from the south, they're from the east, with their age factors. We do it in our personal bedrooms. Yeah. Unfortunately, they now catch you saying it outside, they now record you. You now go viral. And the whole world now say, how can she be abusing all your people with their age factors? Wow. When you do exactly the same thing in your bedroom. So who's the hypocrite? Where's the hypocrisy?
We are
all hypocrites. In a bunch of judging fellas. So the point is, and I think we have to wrap up.
We're all responsible.
Is that we must take responsibility to stop pointing fingers, because you're pointing fingers. Oh, she called them this. Well, it's right back at you. You are just as guilty as the people you're insulting. If we dig out your own mess, what we'll find is worse. Let's be kind. I think I like that word that Miriam used.
Kindness.
Let's be kind to each other. Let me take a few more calls before we wrap up. I have Peter from Oyo. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Morayo.
Good morning. Oh, yeah, I
Good
can.
morning.
Yeah, Peter. Very clear.
Please, if we start talking about the internet and digital, you won't even close to this. I just want to let people know I'm so addicted to your program. Me and my wife. In fact, they know me. I get to the office 12 o'clock because they know I must watch the office.
Thank you, Peter.
So whatever they say on the internet, whatever they say about you guys, they should learn to differentiate the show from your personal life.
All right. Thank you,
You
Peter.
guys are bringing something
Thank you,
positive
Peter.
to the table.
Let's take a few more calls, a few more bits, and then we wrap up.
Gumola Emmanuel says, misery loves company.
Ah,
Lots of
that's it.
trolls
That's
want to
praise.
pull people down as much as possible to see that people are in the same hardship as them. We need to start minding our business and learn constructively criticism or wisely be empathetic. And then he says, when I hear people trying to justify that, he balanced it, actions by saying, that's not who I am. The fact is that we do because that's what translates into relationships and how people perceive us as a person. So what now happens to accountability? So before you say something and say you do not mean it, that's not who you are, be careful. Let everything you say reflect who you are.
So there's a difference between commenting. So like somebody was saying in the message that don't we discuss social media issues? Yes, we do. We comment and we take our lessons from it. We create the context of the situation and then deduce lessons, life lessons. That's what we do. How can we learn from this situation? That's what we do. Not insult.
Good. Because I would tell you, maybe people don't realize, we get messages that say, God will punish you. Your children's children's children.
Yes.
We get those sort of messages.
Yes.
So I just want viewers to know, for those that don't, those are the sort of messages we get on a daily basis. Someone will look at you and will pick one of us on any day that, that they fancy, and now insult. They say the words are curses. For me, they go back to the person and curse us and our family members at home and curse and curse. For me, and that person, that thing is coming from the depth of hell. And that person must be going through hell. But those are some of the things that we see and we just block and move on. And that's what we have to come and do every day. When we sit down and discuss those topics, we never sit down here and say, oh, that stupid person that just did this, or that person that we need to... No insult. But we instead, sometimes we even find it like, oh, I find that I do this sometimes. Okay, I've learned from this. And that's what we do here.
That's the journey.
Call, then we'll talk about your final call. Let me take this morning. I have a call.
Good morning,
You're live.
Morayo.
Morning, this morning. Yeah, good morning. Morning, sir.
Yeah. Please, just give car, no weapon, fashion exists.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yes.
Thank you.
When your kid was 5 years, you promised to celebrate, you didn't celebrate. Now you're going to be 10 years.
Honestly.
I want you to come to London and celebrate.
No, you come to Nigeria. We're doing Ashwebi. Don't worry. You come.
If you agree, say hi. Again, say nay.
I have to wrap up, but yeah. So let me take a final word on this topic. Right, go.
I'd like to say that all of us, every human being owes a responsibility to show love to one another, and every human being responds to love. We all respond to love. And no matter how bad you feel in the moment, if you take our time to just love the next person and say, this person might not be perfect, this person has made a mistake, this person cheated on the husband, this person killed someone, but I love that there is human beings. This person has a soul. I love the soul. And I pray that somehow the soul will find peace on the journey of life. I will not judge this soul. I will release this soul, and we speak from love. Love is universal, regardless of wherever you are. Let us on social media show love. Let's one-on-one show love.
Okay, I would just like to end this tweet. Called Funky Flex says, this show taught me emotional intelligence. As I am, you see this trolling can't move me. At you trolling, as you troll me, I will just laugh out loud and it doesn't get me at all. Just as Miriam said, we've learned to chest it.
All right, so a conversation went viral, which we're women, we love this kind of conversations when women come out to speak their truth and who they are, what their experiences are. These are the kind of things we love to talk about and even build on. So a lady, Lillian Afegbai, was speaking with Toke Makinwa recently, and we thought the conversation was quite interesting. I'll let Mariam set the premise before we have this conversation.
Okay. So they were talking about a lot of things, but what we want to focus on was the fact that Lillian was talking about the fact that she wanted to live an honest life going forward. She said she had lived a fake life, and she had been pressured, by what she sees on social media, and even jokingly referred to Toke. She says there are some outfits that she wears, and she feels, okay, that means if I need to be a big girl, I have to wear this outfit. The Birkin bags, that she bought it because she saw someone like Toke owning one, and she felt that for me to get to that level, I need to own one myself, but she doesn't really have any need for it. And so she was saying that after taking a good look at herself, she realized she was living a fake life, pressured by what she was seeing on social media. Meanwhile, she doesn't really have those needs, those expectations that she had. They were not honestly hers, but what she felt that society had put on us to have, because that is what we determine as successful.
This is in regard to material things, but we can actually bring this up in different ways, career-wise, marriage. Somebody's getting, you're not yet married, or you feel that, oh, I don't have a career yet, I don't have a business, I don't have, I've not traveled before. There's so many things where society pressures you, and you don't have to fake it because you have to pretend that you're in an airplane just to show that, oh, I just got back, So it's at all levels, and I like it to.
I love the fact that in that same interview she said that she's now being honest with herself, and in her own case, she's a celebrity who is feeling pressured by more successful looking celebrity. And I'm careful with the way I use my words.
I like that.
More successful looking celebrity. Because if you open everybody's account, you'll be shocked at what you will find. That the people that look more like they're successful are actually not in true Naira and Kobo successful at all. Pastors feel this pressure too. One of my pastors, former pastors that is now has his own church. He used to be a pastor in my church, and he was saying that he feels so strongly in his spirit to share with pastors that pastors should stop measuring your success based on how many people share testimonies in your church, or how many the number of how big your building is, the number of following you have. You will never have as many following as another pastor around you. There'll be somebody that will have more following than you. There's somebody that will have more social media followers, bigger auditorium, more influential members in their church. Your focus as a pastor should be on your relationship with God, because pastors are also feeling the pressure of being among. Everybody is not starting prayer money and all of that because they want to also join that bandwagon that know your God and serve your God. Everybody is feeling pressure. We must start telling ourselves, and like Liliana Fegbai says, start being honest with ourselves. Do I really need this thing? Do I really want it? I have decided that I'm going to fall in love with our Nigerian brands. Why should I carry Chanel? Why must everybody carry Louis Vuitton? Why? Why should we all carry that label? Why can't I carry the one that you will not know the name of the bag, but is a Nigerian lady that is doing her good leather works? And I think that we need to get to that table when we're not carrying names of other people or feeling like those names validate us.
Oh,
those names validate us.
Okay, so I would say Lily has come to maturity. There's an age you get to in life. You just know that.
But not everybody gets there.
I got there quite early. I remember being in university and everybody had the kind of look they had and girls were pressured. I just never bought what was trending. If everybody's wearing a particular thing, when it's finished, maybe I love the look, but I won't wear it because everybody's doing it. It just was a policy I had growing up. Maybe because at the time when I was growing up, scarcity day. So I quickly learned that I could survive without those things. So as I grew up, G. Daniel is the bag. She's a Nigerian. She's hardworking. She does good bags. I went to speak at an event where people, and I put a G. Daniel on the table. My God. Everybody thought that bag was, until I told them how much I bought it. Oh, it's Nigerian. I was like, what is a good? They were loving that bag. They were licking all over the bag. But the moment I said it was a Nigerian brand, everybody was saying, because they expect a of you lady to carry. I said, if you don't know me, I will carry an Ankara looking bag and put it on the table. That's me. If you don't like it, because I don't get that kind of...
It's interesting because I like us to put this in different layers because, I don't want us to, the obvious are there, but there's some other subtle ones that we also forget where gradually we put ourselves under unnecessary pressure on how to look good, the kind of hair to buy, the kind of makeup to wear, the kind of, just like you said, shoes and bags and stuff like that, and even career. You know, I remember that there was a time where, you know, in the beginning where people were putting me under serious pressure to put this show on a certain pedestal. You have to go to things, they have to see you, you have to, you know, you guys have to do photo shoots back then when we didn't even know what
Yes, so
you have to read magazines, you have to, and I'm like, no, the show will grow at its own, it might be snail speed. It will grow at its own pace. When we get big enough, they will come and ask us, they will come and invite us for photo shoot. Not that we start looking, please, we want to go. That was back then many years ago. We didn't even know, you know, I was willing to take my time at my own time. Don't use other people's ago to sorry, other people's watch.
To check your time.
Check. Even something as small as doing my nails, you know how much pressure I had. I see beautiful nails every day on set. I see myself and I'm thinking, Morayo, now why should she knows? But I keep reminding myself, it's not you.
Reminding yourself.
Sometimes I feel the pressure and I put it for me just a party. But I remind myself, Morayo, it's not you. And it's okay if you don't do nails. It doesn't make you less of a person if you choose not to do your nails. I choose not to. And it's fine.
So, talking about, you know, you were saying that it's not only the things that we even wear, but sometimes the relationships we want to have or forge. So, you think, because of the pressure we see around, we think that a man, I'm talking from a woman's perspective, that's what I know, a man, the sort of man that I should be with needs to be a man that owns things. We forget about the character. He has to be a man that owns this sort of thing. He has to own a big house, has to have this very huge career, has to speak in a certain accent, you know, and we forget what is important for that person, because this lady that showed her man on social media, these are the boxes that he ticked. Big house here, social media career, because there's real life, and then there's social media nice looking career, you know, social media money. But this one that I have, he's good to me, he's kind to me, he picks me up, even though he picks me up in a nice small car. But, you know, when I go somewhere, he's willing to drop me off. This other, but he's not this person that on social media can flaunt. He doesn't tick the boxes for social media. And then because of that pressure, you are sitting down near your gold mine or knight in shining armor, and you don't see it. You don't see it because the social media is not reflected in the way that social media has said that it should be reflected. And then you're constantly sitting at home and thinking, God, when will my own person come? Meanwhile, you have this person that's showing you everything that everybody is praying to get in a relationship, but you're not, it's not enough.
So we're still discussing this matter of putting ourselves under pressure. And I don't want us to use the easiest examples of shoes, bag, and stuff like that. There are other things that have to do with daily choices, you know, how we do things, friends, family, oh, he's rich, oh, she's poor. How do I go? I'm going to go and see my auntie who lives in Banana Island. What can I dress to let her know? I see, I'm doing something.
It's not bad.
So now, but you won't be yourself. You won't just be your regular student self doing your thing. But you now have to wear and go and borrow somebody's bag just to show your auntie Banana Island.
If I have to put myself under pressure to meet up with a standard, even if you're family, trust me, you won't see me in your house. Me, I like peace. I like peace of mind. When I come to your house, I sit where? If they bring food, I will not reject it. It's love. I'll eat, I'll be happy. But if I come to your house and I have to be sitting proper and be doing, let me not look like I won't be visiting you. Sorry. Because this life, how many minutes gone is the life? If you put it in minutes, count it, how many? That you want to stress my life. Because it's we who demand it of others sometimes. Let people relax.
Yeah.
When they come around you, be approachable, be accommodating. Let people love the ambience. And if you think they're taking a mile too much, you give them a rope.
But Nima, how about the people that put themselves under the pressure that no one is putting themselves in? So you expect that your relative in Banana Island is expecting that you coming all the way from Surulere, you have to go settle. Meanwhile, they don't think that. They're just happy that you're there. But you want to go there so that they will not look at me a certain way and think I'm suffering.
But they're not thinking that way.
No. But some cases,
I hate to do this on live. Someone visited me and I felt she was putting herself under that pressure because she was visiting an OAP. And I really needed that friendship. I just invited her into the room and said, I need to declutter my wardrobe. Do you mind? When she left, she sent me a message and said, how did you read my mind? Sometimes he's the one feeling that pressure. thinking I don't have enough. And we sat as sisters, we really chatted. And I saw the way, really, I'm not that kind of person. Really, I'm not. And since then, we've maintained it. Sometimes, maybe you can read it. Let the person understand. It's not that hard. Because people really want to keep up. People think that you're one figure they've imagined you to be.
What if you are reading a valid reaction? So I like driving my small car. And I love it. It's so fuel consumption is very little.
Economical.
I love it. Then because the kids had to, I don't know what, while I was in school, I now had to drive the Pajero. And I went there the day before with the small car, then I went there the next day with the Pajero, and the reaction was different. And I was like, it's still the same me. Why are you now feeling, why are you feeling like, so you even have, I wasn't reading wrong. I'm not usually reading. This year has taught me to be reading. So now I read people, and I saw the difference, and even one of the people there acknowledged it, and I felt, why? There is really nothing to this thing, because it is the person that is coming, not what they are carrying. And so some people validly had to start dressing up and leveling up and faking it because they realized they were not going to get entry because of what they were wearing or how they were looking. So we cost it, and we are complaining about what we cost. So I think that we need to stop. We need to stop looking at people based on what they wear and how they look and judge people for who they are. In my business, I see people that they bought land of 1 million naira last year, and then the next day they're buying 25 million naira land. And it's not, they already had it then. So you don't look at someone and think of what is today. Think about the long term of that. Use a long-term perspective. I have friends that are flying business class, and they're telling me, you're working so hard. I say, please, just the same, book the same plane, put me in economy. It's okay. I'm very, very... I'm okay. When I reach and I can pay for it conveniently, I will do so. So you must get comfortable with that.
When I was in university, I had friends, God bless us, friends then, I had friends who were making some good money, and their parents were rich, they had money, they were buying $350 shoes. You know, these were girls, and they were really nice stiletto shoes. Me, I know I couldn't afford it. I was payless customer. Always $10, $1 to $15, or $10 my shoes, and I was okay. When I was graduating from university, my first $100 Macy's, I will never forget it, because I saved money that I have graduated. I went to go and buy $100, and those black boots, really nice. I still remember those boots. I was wearing with confidence, my first shoe of $100. Everybody heard about it in my house. $100. I wasn't pressured. I saw my friend's stilettos. I didn't borrow it. I admired, I celebrated it. I loved it, but I didn't go and break my back to go and find a stiletto. I couldn't afford it at the time. So the point is that the reason why it's important for us to have this conversation, because social media pressures you, and the pressure is real.
Subconsciously,
you think, but it's there. You keep seeing it, and the truth is that we must remind ourselves to pinch yourself. It's not your time. This morning, Miriam said something to me, and she said it so casually, but she didn't realize how deep it went. I can't remember, but we were talking about the fact that that the various groups are being set up by different people. Maybe the various associations are being set up where people are going to talk about certain things. And I wish your view had become a group, a formidable group, to a point where I can invite some of these prominent people to come and speak to us. And I felt really bad that maybe I haven't really made us into that. I said, Morayo, you've done enough. And she just said it casually. But what she was telling me is that don't put yourself under pressure. In fact, yes, you've not formed us to be a group. We're not this big organization, non-profit, clinical income. But the fact that you've built a platform like this, it is formidable enough. It is okay. It is fine. If we do more, great. If we don't do more, it's also okay. I've done enough. So don't overdo it. So the same thing, the pressure is real. You feel like you must do more. We must do this. We must be on billboards. We must go to... It will be nice, but the one that we have, let us be thankful to God that we are okay here.
I'm grateful to God.
You know, this conversation is also about what we think is ambition. You know, when we say this person is ambitious or this person is not ambitious, how far is, at what point does it become unhealthy? You know, to what degree do you have to push it so that you come across to someone that I'm not lazy, I'm not, easy, I'm not laid back. And then I think people also need to recognize that there are different ways that people would get things. The other day I said, Otedola's children would never know what it means to have a dream and then shelve it because the financials are not working. That's their blessing
Reality.
and that's their life. And, you know, God bless them. Probably their own parents or great-grandparents went through the, this is what I would like to do, but I can't do that. And so you would see that what they struggle for is totally different. You find people who put themselves under so much pressure. They wake up early in the morning, they're doing so much, they're putting so much work into something, and they're not happy. But they have been told that Otedola's daughter has a pink Ferrari, and if I don't get that at whatever cost, whoever I insult, whoever I steal from, whoever, I have to get there. And then once I get that Ferrari, I can hold it up and say, yes,
Now I need to
don't have.
here we are.
Instead of having said this thing this week, because I mentioned last week that the end justifies the means. And I mean, anyhow we get there, let's just get there. And that's wrong.
But there are sometimes that just showing up, Morayo, just showing up here at this table has opened some doors that you didn't have to go and knock on those doors.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sometimes that you're waking up in the morning and doing your best where you are, you're already sending signals to the universe, like BC was saying, to the universe.
There are
And
those
to some
who
people who are
come and
looking and say, there's this big door I've just opened for you. Please walk through because you're doing
What you're doing.
where you are.
There's so those who give you parameters of life. I built my kindergarten at 21. I started my business
Yes,
at 21.
if at 30 you don't have this.
At 30, I'm kindergarten. If you are not at this stage in your life, at 40, a fool at 40 is a fool for life, and all of those rubbish, nonsense, or realistic parameters. But when you sit with the people who have walked life's journey, the people who are real, if they tell you how the waka be, you will know that work, patience, diligence, enduring is how you consistently build yourself to success. It's not by anybody's age, parameter, or anything in life. I know someone who we all thought, no, how can she have children? And bam, just like that at 50. And, you know, at the time when everybody was married, you don't see your mates. You know that your mates sing. So she kept looking at, and they have this age group thing in the village where you just at certain age, you know your mates when you people are 18, you know your mates when their children are getting married, you know your mates now. You should be doing each thing as they are doing. But if you're unique, you're not different, you're just special. God just loves you specially, and he likes to tell life's testimony, realistic testimonies with your life. How you want to blame God now? Enjoy it.
We have to wrap up. I mean, we've run out of time, but I think today's show has just been a lamentation show.
Not really.
It's
not
not
really.
lamentation.
Not
That's
lamentation.
some
Yeah, but
Very deep.
They're deeper issues. That's the word. Deep issues that even we can connect to. Yes, let me let you know.
I'll say that to yourself, be true. You know, be true to yourself. Always question, do I really want it? How would I really feel when I have it, and its impact on everybody around you?
Yeah.
And we have God. I talk to people and I say, like, we're not a godless nation. We are a spiritual people, and so we shouldn't live like we're godless and we are hopeless. And we should know that tomorrow will be better. So you might not have all the things you're looking at in everybody's life that you wish you have, or you look at us and you feel like we have it, and you feel you should have it too. Keep up that pace, keep up that work, and be true to yourself. Over time, everything that you're looking for like this will be at your fingertips.
Absolutely. And please don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Everybody has their own. I love this Ika Odogba thing. I love it.
Yes.
Like the fingers are never equal. Everybody has their own time and their own pace. Stay in your lane. Oh, please, just stay in your lane. And as
Enjoy
you're going,
it while you're there.
enjoy it, and then I don't think God will still bless you.